Pudu Prison was once the largest prison in Malaysia, but now what's left was just the dark stories that lingers when the name was mentioned. What happened in the Pudu Prison that many people claim it one of the most haunted places in the country? The Pudu Prison was a prison in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, built in phases by the British colonial government between 1891 and 1895. Pudu Prison, also more known as Pudu Jail by local, was built on the site of former Chinese burial ground. At the time, Pudu was a dense jungle area, with tigers occasionally roaming around. Construction began in 1891, using convicts as the workforce. It took about 4 years and was finally complete in 1895, but the cells were far from luxurious. The cells were small and dark, each equipped with a window only the size of a shoebox and has no toilet. Each room was only supplied with a small black bin for inmates to defecate, and the bin had to be cleaned every morning when they were given time to go out to take a walk at the prison compound. A few months after its completion, in August 1895, a cholera plague struck the prison and killed a few hundred inmates. Later, it was found that the plague was caused by the prison water supply system, which relied on the old well belonging to the Chinese cemetery previously on the site. An inspection by the British colonial authorities revealed that the water in the well was severely contaminated by deadly viruses. The water problem was not fixed until 1898. The Malaysian Prison Department recorded that a total of 180 offenders were hanged to death for various offences at Pudu Prison in 1960 until it ceased operation on October 31, 1996, after 101 years of operation. Throughout a century of its operation, it has witnessed various dark stories. Various stories from those who have served in the prison, especially from wardens. From the story of the experience of handling prisoners to the paranormal story that crowned Pudu Prison as one of the most hardest places in Malaysia. There are those who claim to hear moans, howls, screams, and not least those who are seen even confronted and disturbed by gleams and creepy entities. The various series of sighting and disturbance in the final room in the Block D, and the harshness of the special attention cells. As far as the truth is concerned, only those who have experienced it themselves know. Other scary things yet heartbreaking about the Pudu Jail are the wall expression. It's about prison wall cell that was doodled or drawn by the inmates to express the expression in sincere heart who spent the rest of their life curled in the prison and who was hanged to death. Full credit is given to Mr. Amridaud for bravely sneaking in to take the photos of the wall expression before the building was demolished. It's fascinating to be able to see the art that the inmates create when spending their time there. They are drawing by the inmates to spend their boredom. Some inmates make calendar to count the days of how long they've been stayed there, and some write poetry to express their feelings. Among the expressions are, "Help me, happy 8, I feel I'm going crazy in this prison." There is also the expression of the prisoner's heart in a letter-like form, probably directed to his beloved one. "Dear, it's not our intention to divide, but it is destiny. Believe me, I will still be the same. Dear, how tortured I am in this hell. Strengthen your heart. I will come back to you." And there is also expression of remorse by the inmates for their wrongdoings. "Because of my dreams, I'm stranded here. I'm crouching here in despair, pain, and everything. Hopefully there's still light in me for me to go through my days." In December 2012, the prison complex was largely demolished, leaving only the main gate and the portion of the exterior wall still standing. Now, the prison was totally destroyed and changed to a shopping complex named Bukit Bintang City Center. From a Chinese cemetery to a prison complex, that was the final place of the cursed soul that now was turned to an ordinary shopping complex. Such is the fate of the oldest prison complex in Malaysia, which holds various stories in the thick fold of its history. The prison witnessed various events, including the 1986 riots, and where the two of the country's notorious criminals, Botashin and Mona Fendi, were hanged to death. Now the Pudu Jail is gone. There are only pictures and stories to remember it ever exists. The value of Pudu Jail stories and the value of teaching from it is more expensive than the current price of the Pudu Jail site itself.